I think for me, the most important thing about worship is that it's something that I can use within myself to get closer to God. Whether it is that I'm in a bad place at that time and I need him to be a father, or whether I'm wanting to use it as a way of thanksgiving for everything that he's done in my life and what he's busy doing in my life at the moment,
and just honoring him with me, with what he's given me, and that is worship for me.
I don't know, it's kind of like a learning curve as well, because I also used to feel like worship was, there to pull me up, and I have to be like at church and standing there in the atmosphere to like worship God. But it's for me, I've learned now that it is everything. It's everything you do, when you serve, it's a worship. When you're playing in the band, it's worship. When you're sweeping the floor out in the foyer, it's all worship. So for me, it's like both something that's used to sustain you, and something that you can do, and something that is also it helps you with your quiet time as well. So even when I'm by myself alone at home, or I'm trying to pray or something, just like putting worship music on or something like that also is just part of.
You can hear the pots and pans in the back. Is Alex?
Yeah.
I believe that if I say I love Jesus, and which I really do, when you're going through the hard time, it's very difficult because you don't know how to handle it, and you sometimes you can obviously go into a very bad state where you cannot come out of it. But for me personally, it was knowing who God is, and because we love Christ and because we follow him, he made it known to us that in this world we're gonna be facing a lot of trials and a lot of tribulations and a lot of persecutions, and we're living in a world where it's happening to everyone. You can be a Christian, you can be a non-Christian. None of us are exempt from facing any pain. Don't worry, because Jesus said that he has overcome this world. So to me, I gather my strength from Jesus, who said to me that when I'm facing a trial and a persecution, his strength is made perfect in me, and I can overcome. And if I'm rooted in him and he has given me the strength to overcome, and if he has overcome the world, then I can obviously overcome the situation that I'm facing.
It's a question of knowing that even although in the darkest times, if I can have God's name on the tip of my tongue, doesn't matter what I'm doing, that radiates out to the rest of the world. That even as dark as things can be, and as bad as we think things are on earth, that there's always something better. And praising God, whether it be through our words and our actions, and singing a song or whatever, just putting God's name on the tip of your tongue, that be the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, bro. I don't know how to say it. Like, God is always first in my life. So even when I'm in my troubles and my dark times, and I have been, it just becomes second nature to like say, okay, I'm gonna put God first. I'm gonna worship first, and I'm gonna do this first, because that's how I get through. That's what helps me all the time. So I don't know. Some people may think I'm never in trouble. Oh, I'm always happy. I'm always serving and stuff, because I have no issues and things. But it's one of the things that actually helps me through my issues, is that if I'm serving, if I'm worshiping, I know God is always bigger than my problems. It's always going to be there to help me and get me through all the time.
Someone once said, that scripture that says, those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. And that word renew is almost like a thin little vine wrapping itself around this thick branch, getting strength from the thick branch. You know, it's just a tiny little vine, but it's wrapped around this thick branch. And it's kind of the idea of sometimes when we worship God, his attributes is what gives us strength. Which attributes of God, if you had to pick one or two of them, really of the last little season has been a real revelation for you, you know, because worship is also God revealing himself to us. And so, in one way we're giving him glory and we're honoring him, but in another way, strength is coming down and we're getting strength from him and he's receiving glory from us. So
one of the things that God's been revealing to me lately is just his role as a father in my life. Maybe it's just because of me becoming a mom, but it's also like, I don't know, him being there as a father to me and like a father to my daughter now. It's just like that relationship of being a father and being also your creator. So he knows exactly what he's planned for you and planned for everyone, and he's with you through all of it, whether it's good or bad, or whether he's making you grow, or whether he's testing you. He's still there and he's being a father. And it's sometimes, you know, you forget that, forget the words in your brain. So sometimes you forget that it's easy to forget that he's there for you and he's always got stuff in your life. But I don't know, it's just, it always helps me get closer to him when I worship. And then
well done. Awesome, man. Awesome.
You know, it's his love that gets me going every single day. And sometimes I cannot even fathom this love that he gives.
I think for me, over this last season in my life, the biggest thing for me is his redemption and his grace. That it doesn't matter how far you fall, or how hard you fall, or how far away you step from his path, he's always got a hand out to pull you closer again.
I would say to them, you know what, life is, we learn in life and we take steps in life, and they don't need to feel that they need to be perfect in everything that they do, you know. I would say to them that they can call on to God at any time that they want. God is their daddy and their gentleman.
For me, my advice would be to surrender yourself, if that makes sense, because what works for me was just letting go of myself. It's because it's hard when you're young to think, if I raise my hands at church, I don't look cool anymore. It's not about looking cool. It's not about your problems. It's just like when you go to worship, you just surrender everything of yourself, and then you find yourself again, but through your relationship with God.
This morning we thank you for your holiness, Jesus. We thank you for your sacrifice on the cross. That is why we can sing, worthy is the Lamb, and holy, holy, holy. Jesus, we worship you. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Holy, holy is he. Sing a new song to him who sits on heaven's mercy seat. Worthy, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Holy, holy is he. Sing a new song to him who sits on heaven's His mercy see. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. With all creation I sing praise to the King of Kings. You are my everything, and I will adore you. Yeah, yeah. I adore you, Jesus. Clothed in rainbows of living color, flashes of lightning, roars of thunder. Blessing and honor, strength and glory and power be to you, the only wise King. We cry holy, 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 holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. With all creation I sing praise to the King of Kings. You are my everything, and I will adore you. It is Jesus, it is Jesus. We adore you, Lord. We sing our praise to you, Lord. You are worthy of our praise. We cry holy, holy is the Lord. Filled with wonder, awestruck wonder, at the mention of your name. Filled with wonder, filled with wonder, awestruck wonder, at the mention of your name. Filled with wonder, Jesus.